Shall not all these take up a parable against him? All these take up a parable against him?
That's what Elder's saying. It's coming a time where shall not all, you done bombed all these people, you done blew up all these people home and telling them to come here. They done came here now. Read that again.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
So now shall not all these people have something to say about what you've done to them? If somebody shot and killed your whole family, would you not have something for them? You may not can move right then, but you're going to try to plan something, right? Read on.
And chanting proverb against him, saying, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Increaseth that which is not his.
America wasn't his. You had Native Americans here before the white man, right? But what did he come and do? He came and took the land and named it after himself. So what's my point in saying that? Everything you just said is in the Bible. So that's what we are here to show you. Our history is right here. Christ is in the Bible, and salvation for you, brother. You can free your mind. Like you say, you wake up frustrated. But if you wake up, but what better feeling is that to wake up to know, wait a minute, God coming for me? And all he asked me to do is just do this. He coming for me?
So really, bro, what you out here doing though? Like what do you feel like? Like, do you feel like God love you, brother? You do? So what do you want your life to change? So what we gotta do, bro? What we gotta do to change it? Like, how can we make life better? Because I must admit, life ain't all about money, but it is a great thing to have. You know what I'm saying? So what you think you need to do to change your life, like to better it?
You don't know, bro? You get Joshua. Oh, let me get him a flight.
We your brothers, brother. Like, it's more brothers who ain't out here with us. But we out here to help our brothers. Like, maybe one day you can be on our side. We here to help you, brother. Help you find your job. You know what I'm saying? Help you stay straight. So what you feel like you need to do to get your life better, brother? So how do we do that? So let me simplify it right quick.
Joshua chapter 1, verse number 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe and to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosper, and then thou shalt have good success.
So God said this book shall not depart out of your mouth, which means you should study it every day you get a chance. And then, when you, like you said, keep the commandments, you will have great success, brother. But think about it. If you don't steal, you ain't got to worry about going to jail, right? You don't kill, you ain't got to worry about going to jail, right? You don't sleep with nobody's wife, you ain't got to worry about getting killed, right? So God said you need to study the commandments, brother. So you had quoted 10 of them. We here to show you it's more than 10 commandments. But you got to read this Bible, give God your time to figure out which one it is. That make sense, brother? So let me get Isaiah 61 and 1.
Thank you for stopping again, bro. I was getting into my girl.
Oh, bro, I got you 2 more verses, 2 more books. I know you got to go, bro.
Isaiah chapter 61, verse number 1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good tidings.
So the Spirit of the Lord is upon us, bro. He came here nonetheless to give you the good news. You want to know the good news, brother?
To preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
You feel like you're brokenhearted, brother? So God sent us to the brokenhearted, brother.
to proclaim liberty to the captive.
To proclaim freedom, brother. And that's not only your physical, it's from your mind, bro. We try to free your mind. To stop the stress, stop the depression that you got going. You hear me?
I do got a lot of stuff on my mind, though. Like, I just lost my cousin like 2 weeks ago. I've been worried about everything, and I just ain't home and just got killed like a couple of days ago. So I've been worried about that.
And I understand, bro. I've been through the same thing, but sad to say, bro, it ain't gonna stop. It's only, you know why them things happen, brother? I lost two cousins 6 months apart. And you know what that made me start to do? God, why? Why is it happening? You know what I'm saying? Then when I started to read, hey, my cousins were not keeping the commandments of God. They were stealing, killing. So guess what gotta happen? God gotta punish them. But then he only used them to wake me up. Because those things was already written that it was gonna happen, bro. That makes sense. It was already written that these people was not gonna make it. But he knocking on your door, bro. Matter of fact, is this more on that? Yo.
And the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of the God, to comfort all that mourn.
Now God sending the spirit on this earth to comfort our people, brother, who mourning. Did you just say you were mourning, brother? So God here for you, brother. Like, think about it. We probably could have been somewhere else. But God sent you this way to walk, brother. So get one more, Revelation 3:20.
Because there's a lot of stuff, man, like when I was growing up in the church, they were telling me and I would believe it. Because I was like, I didn't really know. I didn't know what the preacher was saying when I was like 8, 9 years old in the church. So, my uncle was a preacher. My grandma kept me in church. I just stopped going to church for some reason.
And that's a blessing, brother. I know that don't sound right, but that's a blessing you got out of that, brother. Because like Elder said, they only teaching us lies. But think about it. Everybody going to church with sleep with each other's wife, end up going to prison, steal and kill the biggest dope dealers, going to church and paying their tithes on Sunday. But why aren't they hearing, hey, God said put the dope down, stop selling it. Pastor, you never heard a pastor tell nobody that, right? Because they only want the money, brother. But this the reason, this what's going on with you right now.
Revelation chapter 3 and verse 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock.
So Yahweh Shai, which is Jesus Christ, he's standing at your soul, brother. He's been knocking the whole time.
If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in. I will come in to him.
So he said, if you open the door, so that means it ain't no, he just ain't gonna start talking to you out the real, brother. It's something you gotta do. You gotta open the door and let him in, right?
And will sup with him, and he with me.
So he said he'll come in and sit with you, and you gonna sit with him.
Verse 21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame, and I am sat down with my Father in his throne.
So he said, if you overcome the way he overcame, you'll be right with his Father and him. But brother, think about it, bro. Do you think Jesus been through the same things you've been through? I'm telling you, brother, he came out the ghetto also. Let me show you something.
That, is it making sense to you though?
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff I haven't heard. That one showing me or teaching me when I was going to church. And that's the church I got baptized in. Y'all remember the church name Marcel? Yeah, that was my that brother George Steve Grace Steve Stewart. That was my church I grew up in.
John chapter 1, verse 45. Philip finds Nathanael and says unto him, We have found him, to whom Moses in the law and the prophet did write, Yahushua, which is Jesus, of Nazareth, the son of Joseph.
So Philip and Nathaniel said, hey, we found Jesus who's written out in the Old Testament.
Verse 46, and Nathanael said unto him, Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth?
So think about that, brother. That's how the white people look at us today. Is there any good thing that can come out of Constantine? Is there any good thing that can come out of Northwood? Their answer would be like, no, right? And that's how they look at you, brother. Is it any good thing that can come out of Constantine? It is, brother. It's you. You the good thing that can come out of it,
It
brother.
don't take but one. Only one can. It only takes one to make the difference. You could be that one that's walking around with your friends, just walking through there. Because somebody gonna ask you, hey man, what you got on? What you got on? Tell me a little bit about what you wearing and why you wearing. So you don't woke somebody else up. So yes, it can. You said there were 3 of us out here, but we still out here. We're gonna still do the Lord's will. Right? So let's get that again, 46. Verse 46, and Nathanael said unto him, Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Philip said unto him, Come and see.
You hear that, brother? He said, come and see. It is a brother in Constantine who can be good, who come out of Constantine. I mean,
Verse 47, Yahushua saw Nathanael coming to him
now Jesus saw Mario coming to him.
and says to him, Behold, an Israelite indeed.
What is Mario?
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
You're an Israelite indeed, brother. And that's something to cherish, brother. But to be an Israelite, you got to live a certain way. You get me? So think about this, brother. Just say if your father told you to cut the grass, clean the house, right? And you don't cut the grass and clean the house, is he going to treat you good? Is he going to bless you? So, Mario, the reason, you might don't know it, the reason why you ain't been getting blessed, you've been feeling down, because you ain't been doing what your father been telling you to do. Because we can see he embedded them commandments that you was just blowing in your head. You got to follow them though, brother. Then you will be blessed. That makes sense? So, what would be your nationality one more time? So you ain't a black African American. What did God call you?
Start with a J.
That's right, brother. So when anybody asks you, hey, Mario, what's your nationality? You wouldn't say black African American. Because think about it, you're not the color of my shirt, right? You're not from 2 continents either, right? So you would tell them, I'm from the tribe of Judah. I'm God's chosen people. But to be God's chosen people, you gotta live a certain way, bro. You gotta put the drugs down. Not drink so much, right? Not be a whoremonger and stealing from your sister and pimping your sister out. You get me? So what we gotta do? That's right, brother, and I promise you, brother, you'll have good success. Your life will get better, bro. I promise you. And look, not only that, like I said, we got more brothers who ain't out here with us. But we here to help our people. So let's say if Mario did say, you know what? I want to do what y'all do, man. I want to start reading the Bible, going to different cities and teaching people about the Bible. We got no choice but to look out for you, brother. Matter of fact, I got a precept. One more. This is how you ought to look at everybody, bro. Well, everybody in your nation. Look at Matthew 25 and 34.
I got Jeremiah 8 and 8.
Let me get 41. 42. Book of Matthew, chapter 28 and verse 42. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. Verse 35. Book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 35. For I was an hungered, and ye gave